There is an ingredient that spikes your blood sugar even faster than sugar. Hello you guys, I'm Natasha, the snack mechanic, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite and also least favorite ingredients in the food industry. I have personal beef with this ingredient because I've worked with it every single day when I worked in production. I think I've breathed enough maltodextrin to last me a lifetime, and let me tell you, this ingredient is in everything. It's in healthy foods, it's in protein powders, even baby food. And most people have no idea what it is. It's called maltodextrin. If you're new here, I'm a food engineer and I've worked with food ingredients like flavorings, colorings, and functional additives. Basically the stuff that makes food taste better, last longer, and sell better. So what is maltodextrin? Actually, it's broken down starch. It's usually made from corn, wheat, rice, or potatoes, and it's processed into a fine white powder. Chemically, it's just a chain of multiple glucose molecules, which means your body doesn't have to do much work to break down the chain into glucose and absorb that glucose quick. So why does it matter? Well, because it's already partially broken down, your body absorbs it fast. Like super fast. It has a higher glycemic index than sugar. The glycemic index basically tells you how fast your body absorbs a sugar, and maltodextrin is near the top. It has a glycemic index of somewhere around 85 to 136, depending on what source you use. But that is high. This means it causes a sharp spike in your blood sugar, and a sharp spike in your blood sugar means a sharp crash down. This can even cause hypoglycemia for some people. And taking too much maltodextrin, which some people take pure because it's also marketed as a sports supplement, can be very dangerous if you're prone to hypoglycemia. So you might wonder, if it's such an intense ingredient to use, why is it used in everything? Well, I'll tell you why. It is a dream ingredient in the food industry. It is so multifaceted. It's like the Swiss Army knife of ingredients. You can use it for so many different things. It's crazy. So I'm going to name a few, and I'm going to be very specific. So first of all, it's cheap. It's a very cheap ingredient, and it bulks up your product very nicely. You can add a lot of maltodextrin without your customer noticing because it's almost flavorless. It has a slight sweet taste to it, and that's all. It dissolves well, absorbs moisture, and makes an amazing anti-caking agent for dry spice mixes, dry soup mixes, protein powders, other supplement powders, anything that's powdered and that has flavor. You can almost assume that maltodextrin is used in there because it's an amazing anti-caking agent and it makes your powder flow better, which is exactly what you want. So this moisture binding feature also makes it a great additive in baked goods because it helps retain the moisture in, say, your supermarket bread so that it can last longer on the shelf without drying out. This is one of the reasons why if you bake bread at home, it will get stale within a few days. But if you buy a supermarket bread, it's going to be and stay fresh for much longer. This is one of the tricks that we use to make this possible. It also mixes with water pretty well, and it forms a sort of gel, which if you eat it, it mimics the mouthfeel of fat, and it makes it an amazing substitute in light dressings, light sauces, anything that you want to reduce the fat content in, because it's a very nice selling point for your customer to say that something is reduced fat or less fat than a competitor. What you can do is reduce the fat and then add a maltodextrin mixture into your product to mimic that thick mouthfeel that fat gives. So it improves texture. We know that it can replace fat, but it also makes things more creamy and thick and smooth. So even if you're making something that's not labeled as low fat, it's a very attractive ingredient to add in to add a nice thick texture to your soup or your sauce. Think about that next time that you're in the supermarket and want to buy something that's labeled as low fat. Check the ingredient list. Maybe you'll be surprised. Or not. It's also a powder that can be spray dried, and it carries color and flavor very well. So when you imagine a chip always has flavor powder on it. That flavor powder is 9 times out of 10 based on maltodextrin because it's an amazing carrier ingredient and it sticks to the chips really, really well. If you make a slurry with maltodextrin based flavors and colors, it will stick to your chip beautifully and it will retain the flavor and the color that you deposited on your chip. So next time you're eating a bag of Doritos and you have a chip in your hand, look at that coating, check the back of the package. You are probably going to find maltodextrin in the ingredient list. It's also a cryoprotectant, which means that it prevents the formation of ice crystals in ice cream, for example. It extends the shelf life by binding the moisture, retaining the moisture, and stopping ice crystal formation. And it doesn't taste sweet. It almost tastes like nothing. It's a Swiss Army knife of food ingredients. It really is. But it's really important to remember, it's not there to nourish you. It's there for profit. And here's the thing, you are probably eating this every single day. If you put your mind to it and you say to yourself, I'm going to stop eating maltodextrin from now on, that means that you are probably at that point avoiding 60 to 70% of ultra processed foods. That's how much food products contain maltodextrin. But what I think is really interesting and where it shows up a lot is in the health food and fitness supplement industry. There are so many protein powders, pre-workouts, drink mixes, protein bars, you name it, and there's maltodextrin in there because these products need a nice mouthfeel, a good shelf life, they need to be dry and stay dry, they need to be flowable as powders, and people are consuming this without even realizing that they might be spiking their blood sugar. It's an additive that is processed by your body even faster than table sugar, but it's not listed as sugar on the ingredient list. It doesn't have to be listed under sugar. Now, don't panic. Maltodextrin is not toxic. You can eat it just fine, and it's even very handy for athletes. If you need a very quick energy boost while you're doing your workout, it can be great for your intra-workout energy because it does exactly that. It gets absorbed by your body very, very quickly and it spikes your blood sugar like crazy. But you need to understand that if you're trying to manage food noise, hunger, or blood sugar crashes, you're really not doing yourself any favors if you're consuming maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is one of the ingredients that can make this unnecessarily hard. And it's one of the many reasons that I really feel like if you're trying to improve your health and if you're trying to lose weight, you should avoid ultra-processed food. It's not there to nourish you, it's there for profit. So, what should you do with this information? Well, keep it simple. Just start reading your labels. The next time that you're making your coffee or waiting for the tea kettle to stop boiling, just pick up a random package of food in your cabinet and check the ingredient list to see if there's maltodextrin on there. Take a Sharpie. Underline every time that you see maltodextrin on a package. Become aware of what you're consuming. I'm not saying to never eat processed food again. I'm just saying that you're making it very hard for yourself if you're not watching your ultra-processed food intake. If you want more breakdowns like this on food ingredients that are often used in ultra-processed food, food labels, and many more subjects that I would love to talk about here, subscribe. And if you have a request for another ingredient, please let me know and I might talk about it next week. Bye!